Hey, good afternoon. How's everybody? Hello.
Good.
Okay, Hannah, how are you?
I'm
Um,
good. How are you?
great. How's everybody else? Feel free to unmute yourself. Okay, we are just, we're gonna have a brief reflection. Okay, your mic, Monique, your microphone is on. So, how are you, Monique?
I'm okay. You?
Good. Yeah, I would, if possible, I would like everyone to speak up a little, because depending on your audio setting, or microphone setting, uh, um, sometimes I can barely sometimes with some people I can barely hear. Now, we would like to reflect a little bit about from our yesterday. I mean, did you guys all let me show the screen. Did you guys all, okay, Maricel, good afternoon. Did you guys all watch the videos that were assigned yesterday? Actually, that was like, reading, reading assignment, right? Um, actually, uh, I've been telling you, instead of, a reading assignment, it's like video watching assignment, right? You are familiar with the term reading assignment, but in my class, it's watching assignment, actually, right? So, and it is absolutely imperative that you watch all the assigned videos. So, so now today, so yesterday we had four videos only, right? So you should have watched all of them. Today we have other, okay, starting on simple discount, five videos, right, that you must watch today. There are a couple of more, videos, um, this one, yeah, this will be useful when, homework one is assigned. And this one is yesterday's recording, right? Yesterday's recording. So, uh, don't expect don't expect to be don't expect to be taught everything during the collaborate session, because we just have absolutely too little time to cover all of that uh, live during the session. So you must watch all these videos. It's studying. It's called studying. Some people say, um, some students were saying, um, some people were expecting, to be spoon-fed everything. This class requires, there's no way I can spoon feed everyone everything. It requires studying. You have to study, right? In your own time. Um, and the video is basically my lecture teaching you, um, and these videos are like 30 minutes, 30 minutes long. So five videos will make up 2 hour 30 minutes. Um, so it's just like the 2 hour 30-minute lecture. So just you have to watching this video is the same thing as taking the class, listening to my lecture. But by doing that, you uh, on on top of on top of the discussions being held in the Collaborate session, by watching these videos, you are doubling up. You understand? It's not just, if you think, oh, I study only during the class, whatever, beyond class. And I mean, some students are just coming to class, sit in the class. They are not even, catching up with the class, but just sitting in the class, they think, they are making progress. No, you're not making any progress unless you internalize what you have learned from class. So you need a study time. You have to sit down, and in your own time, you have to sit down and go over the lecture. That's studying. Now, actually, these videos are actually, studying ahead. It's just like reading ahead, reading in advance. Watching these videos are supposed to be, studying ahead. What I'm saying is, so simple discount part 1 through part 5 are the lectures assigned for today. So obviously during the class time, it's not convenient, it's not easy to watch these videos. So eventually you will have to watch these videos afterwards. But you must finish watching these videos. And and you might wonder, what do we do during the Collaborate session? During the Collaborate session, I take questions. We reflect on yesterday's lecture. And yes, we couldn't, during the Collaborate session, we couldn't cover everything. We couldn't cover everything contained in Simple Interest video 1 through video 4. There was absolutely not enough time. So we have to continue reflecting on yesterday's lecture. And it's going to be like that, because tomorrow then we'll be reflecting on today's videos, the videos that are assigned today, right? So it will be a reflection, right? During the Collaborate session, it will be a reflection of the videos assigned during videos assigned for the previous day. Okay, so basically, during this reflection, you can ask questions that you didn't quite understand, or by asking questions and by getting my answers, this way you are digesting. You're digesting the material, and also in this class you have to do the Excel yourself. In other words, you cannot just watch me demonstrating. You should also do it at the same time with me. So Collaborate session is exactly time for that. So without further ado, let me pull up the file we were using. Okay, simple interest. So while I'm pulling up the file, Any questions so far? Does anyone have any questions? Okay, first let me ask, how many of you have finished watching the videos assigned for yesterday? How many of you? Raise your hand, please. How many of you? Nobody? Where is everybody? At least there are, where is everybody? Only 7 people in the collaborate session. Tiana, Jimena, these 2 people left the session for whatever reason, maybe internet connection. Okay, Christopher Silva. Christopher, are you there? If you're not responding, I will assume you are absent. Christopher, are you there? Okay, Hannah, are you there?
Here.
Okay, good. So Hannah, did you watch all the videos assigned for yesterday?
Yeah, I saw, but I see here I missed like the last ones, like the 4th and 5th. So, but the other one I have looked at.
Okay, there were only 4 videos assigned for yesterday. Okay, so you have any questions from yesterday's videos?
No, not at the moment. No.
Okay, alrighty. John Gualpa. John, are you there? John is not responding, but it looks like Christopher is back. Christopher,
Yeah,
are you there? Okay, so did you watch all the videos assigned for yesterday?
No, not all.
I told you you should watch all of them because that's the class, that's the lecture, that's the class for yesterday. You should have, although if you didn't watch all of it, you may not be able to um, catch up or participate in the discussion today. John Henry Gualpa, I
Yeah,
saw your microphone coming. So did you watch all the videos yesterday?
yeah,
Okay, good. Maricel Morales, are you there, Maricel?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so did you watch all the assigned videos yesterday?
I only got up to the first 2.
You should watch everything because it's gonna pile up. You see, today 5 videos are assigned for today. So if you didn't finish yesterday's, you cannot move on to today's videos. I mean, you can just watch, but you cannot follow. And if you leave it like that, those unwatched videos will pile up. If they pile up, you can't follow. Okay. And ultimately, it's your responsibility. Because, as I said, I cannot do all of that during the collaborate session. I cannot reteach you everything during the collaborate session because we don't have enough time. And besides, um, um, we will reflect on yesterday's videos. So at least for yesterday's topic, we are using 2 days for that. So at least, but then think about it. Tomorrow we'll reflect on today's videos, tomorrow. And then the day after tomorrow, then it will be about, we'll be reflecting on, in other words, everything will be pushed back by 1 day. And on the last day, the lecture for the last day cannot be discussed on last day, because then we won't be meeting in the following day, because the last day is the last day, and on the last day we will be discussing, we will be reflecting and discussing the videos from the previous day. So the last day's topic will have to be learned through the videos only, right? And if you let this pile up, then it's going to be unmanageable. You cannot, you have to catch up, right? You have to catch up without, falling behind. Now, Monique Amorim, Monique,
Hi,
are you
Professor.
there? Monique, yeah. Did you watch all the videos assigned for yesterday?
No, Professor, I did not watch.
Please do so. Don't let me, reiterate this every day. Sarah Saeed, Sarah, are you there? Sarah?
Yes, Professor.
Hi. So did you watch all the videos assigned for yesterday?
No, sorry, because I have a cold. Sorry.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but whether you have a cold or not, it's something just you watch on your computer. I mean, now, Samir, are you there? Samir?
Yes, Professor.
Yeah, hi,
Hi.
Samir. So did you watch all the videos assigned for yesterday?
I watched half of them.
You did what?
I watched half of them.
Half of them. Okay. So let me reiterate, please. The videos assigned for a certain day, you have to finish them that day, because we will reflect on them on the following day. Okay? And it's a sheer amount, you have like 2 full hours or 2 full 2.5 hours worth of video. That's 2 hours of lecture, 2 hours of class, 2.5 hours of class. It cannot be retaught during the collaborate session. We absolutely lack enough time during the collaborate session. And it cannot be the same thing. It's basically me teaching that in the video, and why do I, it will be a waste of my time and effort if I have to just simply reproduce it again live in the collaborate session. Okay, during the collaboration session, we will basically reflect on those videos, those things that were discussed in the videos, and I will answer your questions if you have. Don't expect to be retaught the same content during the then simply that's a double investment. I invested a lot of my time and energy into production of those videos, and if you expect me to reteach that, what's the point of investing all my time and energy into making those videos? And then simply we won't have any time to discuss and reflect on those materials discussed, materials covered in the video. Okay, so let me so I won't reiterate this, and don't let me it's your responsibility, because don't think that this is the class. Don't think only the collaborate is the class. Collaborate is like an aftermath. Please consider the collaborate as an aftermath where you reflect on the lecture. The real class is delivered through the video. Okay, so please it's the priority. Take the videos more seriously. It's the priority. So let me pull up the file that where did I? What happened here? Why can't I? Oh no, no. And then okay, I just don't understand why it didn't come up when I searched, when I ran the query. Should have come up. Alrighty, so is this what you're? So are you all looking at the Excel file?
Yes, Professor.
All right, thank you. I need that verbal response, as I said. If you're looking at this Excel file, that means I'm also looking at this Excel file, and there is no way I can check what's happening in the Collaborate, right? This is the only computer I have, and on my monitor screen is the Excel, so I don't see anything. If you raise your hand or if you drop a line in the chat box, there's no way I can see that simultaneously. Okay, so let me first all right, so remember I heard a ding. Somebody must have dropped something in the chat box, but I cannot see it. Please, if it was for me, please say it, okay? Because I cannot see it while I'm looking at something else. So this was the exercise we did last time in the last class. So simple interest example, and the reason, one of the reason we are using Excel to solve the problem is because by constructing an algebraic solution, right? Algebraic model in this case is simple. Interest is principal times rate times time in years, right? By doing that, you analyze, you break down the problem. What is the so we have like three variables, three input variables, isn't it right? Principal, interest rate, time. Those are three input variables to arrive at this solution, which is the interest in dollars. Okay, so this is interest in dollars, right? Not interest rate. Was someone? I hear some, background noise or something. The microphone coming up. Was someone trying to say something? Please, if you were trying to say something, please say it, because as I said, I cannot check what's going on in the chat box because I'm, also, so the idea is, it gives you, it requires you to analyze the problem. It requires you to analyze what is the input variable and what is the solution, okay? And how the solution has to be reached, right? How the solution is reached through algebraic, where am I? Suddenly, where am I? Where am I? So, and again, this is a very, very basic, simple algebraic modeling. And another benefit of using Excel is, see, once I build a model, let's say the first example, which is row 36, I built this model like this, and in the solution cell, I have the formula, right? And then if I have other problems, of the same structure, same nature, I don't have to solve them all over again. I don't need to, for example, if you're using paper and pencil to solve this problem, you have to do all of this. You have to do them one by one. You have to multiply them one by one. No, it doesn't have to be done that way. Again, the benefit is you can simply copy. You can just populate. You can just enter input data there and just copy your first solution, initial solution. It's not copying the number. It's not copying the numerical value. You're copying the formula. When you're copying it, it's the formula that gets copied, and you can just drag it down and paste the formula all over. It's going to automatically populate the answers, right? So that is the benefit of Excel programming, right? And then another benefit is it also requires your analytical thinking. First of all, if the one of the input variable, which is time, if the time was originally given not as years, not in years, but in months or in days, right? Then you must convert them into, that gets you thinking. Obviously, to calculate, to find the interest, you wouldn't multiply P times R times this, right? You understand? Because you cannot multiply it by 3 months because interest rate is annual. So that means what? Any logical person will think, any logical person will think, because 3 months is only 3/12 of a year, 3/12 of a year, right? So converting that into year, you will have to divide this by this. And also, if the same logic will apply, if the time is given, one of the input variables, time, is given in days, and also there are two types of days, right? One is ordinary, the other one is exact. It's called ordinary interest year and exact interest year. In ordinary interest year, 1 year is 360 days. Exact interest year, 1 year is 365 days. And I explained to you why. Because it depends on who is the lender and who is the borrower. Lender prefers ordinary interest year, and a borrower prefers, exact interest year. And I also explained the rationale behind it. I wonder if you remember that. The logical thing. This requires logical thinking. Why lender prefers ordinary interest year? Why borrower prefers exact interest year? This requires logical thinking. And if you are a logical thinker, it's not difficult to understand, right? I'm going to ask this question again later. But, depending on here, in the comment box, I indicated whether it is using ordinary year or whether it is using exact year. And depending on that, you convert it accordingly. You convert it into years by dividing accordingly, right? And again, you see, all the time, right, must be converted into years, right? So then, once it is done, you can just copy the first solution and just drag it down. And because it will be all, same location that they will be pointing to. Now this one, because it's row 37, now it's automatically adjusting to the new input variables. This is row 38. It's automatically adjusting to the new environment, right? So you can, if you are doing this one by one, solving all over again on a paper with a pencil, it's going to take a lot of time. But if you build an algebraic model in Excel, it's just, all you need to do is just enter new input variable. I mean, in this example, principal and interest rates are all the same. The only different input variables are time. So all you need to do is simply make these adjustments. You can even copy the input data first and then make adjustments. And then by doing that, four problems are handled in a single shot in just like 2 seconds. Okay, that's the benefit of using Excel model. Now, so let me also talk about, so okay. So what is what's the next question? Next question is finding future value. So future value is what? Basically, future value is, how much this will be, how much your principal will be 2 years from now, 2 years into the future, if the interest rate is 10%. Oh, well, this is not that difficult. We know already. There are, first of all, 2 years later, we will have principal and there will be $2,000 interest, right? So let's do this example, right? The example here is a scenario where your principal is $600, interest rate is 18%. 20 years later, what's it going to be? First of all, we know how to find interest. Can someone tell me how to find interest, how to solve for interest? Anybody listening? Can someone tell me what to do here in this cell, in this highlighted cell? Can someone tell me?
The interest of what?
Can you tell me how to find the interest?
The
May I
principal
please
times the rate.
Oh, just one person at a time. Who went first?
I
Who
did.
spoke first? Hmm?
Monique.
Monique. Okay, Monique. Monique. Yeah. Tell me. Please go ahead. Tell me what should I do
Oh,
here?
he said the principal times the rate
Mm-hmm. And
and the year, the time, the T.
okay. So yeah, we know it's principal times rate times time. So tell me what I need to do here. Where's the principal?
The
Where is the
principal is
principal?
the P.
Yeah, I know, but where is it? Where is our data?
Oh, it's on the cell A8.
Yeah, A8, and then so times, and then what? Where is the
B8.
huh?
B8.
B8, yes, and then times
The C8.
C8. Yes, yes, you're right. Okay, this is what you need to do. I locate where the relevant data is, data value is, and um, you input that data location, right? And then complete the formula, and then hit enter. I get this. So then, what is the future value after 25 years? How much is it going to be there in after 25 years? Well, the future value is clear. It's basically there will be this principal, right? Isn't that right? So Monique, that was Monique, right?
Yes.
So okay, I will give you uh, I will give you 0.25 extra point for that. And actually, this is because we did this already yesterday, so everybody should be able to easily, answer that. But it's a matter of taking the initiative. Okay, so future value is simply, think about it, principal plus interest accrued during those 25 years. So there are one way you can find future value is principal plus interest. Everyone is okay with that? Now, don't just watch it. When during the class, please open this file. You downloaded this file, so open this file, please, and you work together with me. And first, what you need to do is delete the highlighted cells. Clean out, just empty the highlighted cells, because those are the cells where the solution will be. So delete all the highlighted cells. Okay, and you do this with me at the same time. So tell me, how many of you have this Excel file opened in front of you? And of course, I understand if you are working on this Excel file, then you will be missing what's going on in the Collaborate. That's the limitations we have. I mean, if you have if everyone has dual screen, and I don't have dual screen, but if I have a dual screen, I can watch, I can see in one screen I have this Excel open, in another screen I have Collaborate open, and I can watch both. But unless you have the luxury of dual monitors, you'll have to switch between the two, and that's why I'm taking it slowly, because I need to allow time for you to switch back and forth. But at least, how many of you? Christopher, do you have Excel file open in front of you? Christopher, your mic is on, so tell me, you have this Excel file open in front of you? If you're not saying, I will assume you don't. Hannah, do you have this file open in front of you?
Yes, I
Hannah?
have. Yes.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. John Gualpa, do you have this file open in front of you?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Okay, good. Maricel, do you have this file open in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, great. Monique, do you have this file in front of you? Monique? I'll take it as no. Sarah, do you have this file in front of you?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, thank you. Samir, do you have this file in front of you?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. Jimena, do you have this file in front of you? Jimena? All right, I'll have to take it as no. So at least, the majority of the students have this file open in front of you. So then work with me at the same time, right? I told you to delete, but don't delete the cells. Just delete the content inside. So it's if you use delete, oh no, you will lose. You will lose that template. Don't delete. Just highlight and just hit the delete button on your computer. Just hit that will just clear out everything. It will just clear out everything. Okay. So next, now let's think about it. What is interest? What is interest? Isn't interest what is interest? Isn't interest basically by definition principal times? Okay. Isn't interest principal times R times T? Right? Everyone is okay with that? Yes, isn't that the definition of interest? Right? Interest is basically P times R times T, and that's how we found this interest here. Isn't that right? So then, is this the best expression? Because when we do, future value is basically principal plus interest, so we can rewrite it as principal plus P times R times T. Right? Everyone is okay with that.
Yes, Professor.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. You have a question? Who is that? Go ahead.
No, I said I'm good with that, Professor. Thank you.
Okay, great. So yeah, please enunciate, because sometimes over the microphone, sometimes if you're just like, if you're not speaking this clearly, then sounds like it is just your voice is truncated, or your word is truncated, or it's like it sounds like just muttering, right? So yes, and then but everybody understands that this is not the most economical expression, or this is not the most efficient uh, expression, right? Why? Because the same variable repeating, appearing multiple times, that's called redundancy. It's redundant. So in math, it's like a taboo. It's like, if any variable is redundant, that's sloppy, right? It's considered sloppy. So you must bring it down to the simplest form, or the most compact, terse form. And we can do that because principle is repeated in both terms. What can you do? You can, and they are common factor, right? When there is a common factor, what do you do? Anybody? When there is a common factor in an expression, mathematical expression, what do you need to do? What do you do? Anybody? Of course, this is an extra point question. When there are common factors in a mathematical expression, what do you have to do? Anyone? Nobody has any. When there are same variable, right? Same variable showing multiple times in one mathematical expression, what do you need to do? Nobody answers this question. This is at least this is worth 0.5 point, and nobody's answering. Look, what you need to do is factor out. You understand? Factor out. You must factor out the common factor, because P is the common factor here. I can factor out. And so if I factor out, then this term, this P will be just 1 because it's just P itself. And this term will be just RT. Right? So that's another way you can find future value. Okay, everyone is okay with that?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, thank you, thank you. I really hate the silence because it's like, nobody is paying attention, or so this is a very basic idea. It's also common. It's not only in math. In writing, in good writing, you avoid redundancy in good writing. What I'm saying is, think about it. If you have a sentence like, I go to BMCC and my friend John goes to BMCC, and his sister Sally goes to BMCC. Now, what do you think about that what do you think about this sentence? This looks like a one sentence, but it's actually three simple sentences put together, connected by and. It's, I go to BMCC, my friend John goes to BMCC, his sister, and his sister goes to BMCC, Sally goes to BMCC. Do you think this is a good sentence?
No, like too
No.
long.
Why? Why? Yeah, because in a spoken language, nobody bothers. But if it is if you're writing it in a written language, this is redundant. This is sloppy. Why is it sloppy? Because there's a common factor. What is the common factor? Go to BMCC. That's the common factor, isn't it right? Then you don't have to repeat it like I go to BMCC and John goes to the BMCC and his sister Sally goes to the BMCC. That's a very sloppy sentence if you write it like that. So what do you need to do? You need to clean it up. How do you clean it up? You factor out the common factor. Then it can be simply condensed into what? My friend John and his sister, my friend John, comma, his sister Sally, and I go to BMCC. That makes sense? It's like putting, you might wonder, oh, shouldn't I say, because I go to BMCC was first, don't you say I and my friend John and his sister Sally? Shouldn't it be in this order? We all go. No, actually, a good sentence is always, putting me the last, putting me in the last place. So the sentence is like, my friend John. Okay, I just don't. I just skipped writing my friend because it's it's difficult to write with the mouse. I'm drawing it, and then you don't even say and here. You just put a comma. It's called Oxford comma. Why? You don't repeat and. You just put and at the end. So this is comma is like and. John and his sister Sally Of course, I would like. I'm just omitting his sister, because it's very inconvenient to write everything, and then put the and only at the end. And it's a good form to put me always, in the last place. John, Sally, and I go to. But you understand, right? John, Sally, and I go to EMCC. So this is a good sentence. The structure of the sentence must be like this. You understand? Minimal redundancy. Should be compact, right? And the same thing. Algebra is the same thing. It's based on the same principle. We don't want redundancy, so we factor out the common factor. Now, then, this is the same problem, same example. Let's solve this problem, the same thing, this way, okay? Of course, that's not really, that's not really, what is recommended. So if you're solving it this way, how do you do it? Would someone tell me what to do? Would someone tell me what to do? This means future value is equal to, future value, that's what we are solving for, is equal to, so it's exactly like this structure, equal to, then what? What comes next? Tell me what to do.
A9.
A9, yes, thank you. And then?
Then I9 also.
No,
plus,
hold on, plus, you have to do plus first.
yeah.
Yeah,
I9.
I'm doing it like this. A9 plus, yeah, A9, and then
by R, B9.
Times. Don't forget times, right? Don't forget that, times, and then
plus B9.
say it louder, please. Speak up. A9 times.
By B9 by C9.
I don't know. Maybe it's your microphone, or so times what? A9 times
B9.
B9. Yes, thank you. And then
C9.
oh, don't forget times. Okay, times, because without the operator, Excel cannot operate, because if you omit this times, then Excel doesn't know what to do, because you're just throwing in data, right? You understand? Let me show you. Okay, then we arrive at the same result. Okay, suppose you missed all these operators. What's going to happen? Excel doesn't know what to do, because there's no command. You're not giving a command to Excel, a command for what to do. You're not giving. So you must make sure that you give this operational verb, right? The verb is you have to multiply here, you have to add here, and you have to multiply here, and you have to multiply here. Okay? And Excel will execute it when there is a verb, right? But without the verb, it doesn't know what to do. Okay? And who was that? Who was that?
It's me, Professor Sarah.
Sarah? Was it
Yeah.
Sarah? Okay.
Yes.
Sarah. Okay, Sarah, for that, I will give you 0.25 point. 0.25. Now, let's do it basically, but remember I said this is not a nice way of doing it. This is rather sloppy way of doing it. Basically, it has the best form, the good form is this. So we will do it like that. Okay. So the formula is then tell me, would someone tell me now? It's a different input data. We have a different input data, but what do we do here? What do we do here?
10.
So the future value is someone. Can someone guide me?
Is it 10A?
Yeah, A10, right?
A10.
10, yes, and then
You have to do the parentheses, right?
yeah. But then again, what's the action word? What's the verb? I mean, what are we doing here? P and what are we doing between P and the parentheses?
Multiplying.
What is being done? Huh?
Multiplying.
Yeah. So times, then open parenthesis, and
then that's 1.
one you have to enter it manually because and then plus, right? And then
%.
no. Don't give me the number.
Also,
Tell me what I need to enter there.
B10.
B10 and then what?
Multiply
Times, yes.
C10.
And then
C10
C10.
for the year.
Did you say C10?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And close parenthesis, right? And then what do you do?
Enter it.
Yeah, hit enter. Now we got this. Now, to check, to verify, and to check if we got it right, I mean, if this is the correct process, if I copy this into 9, right? If I copy this into E9, the same formula will be copied. So the same formula will have to produce the same 3,300. And if it gives me 3,300, then it checks out, right? Wouldn't it? So by copying and pasting it, so it was just copied and pasted into this cell. And you can tell by hitting F2. If you hit F2, you will see, oh, that wasn't the original formula I put in there, but the formula I put into E10 has been copied into E9, right? And it still gives me the same answer, same result. So the process or the formula checks out, right? Everyone agrees?
Yes.
Okay, great. And who was that? Who guided me in the process? Who guided me in the process? It's you're breaking away. Who was it? Marisol. Okay, Marisol. Marisol, for that effort, you are getting 0.25 point. Okay. Now, in problem number 4 or row 11, what should I do? Everything is there, so all I need to do is what? Do I need to solve this again?
No, just copy the formula.
Right. You can just simply copy and paste it down. And then, because it's the same structure, and so you can recycle the same formula. Okay? And when some people were saying, oh, isn't that you're copying, isn't that like plagiarism? No, this is your own work. You're not copying somebody else's work. This is my work, right? And I'm reproducing my work. What's the problem with that? If you're not reproducing your own work, And if you have to do it all over again, one by one, that's inefficiency. Isn't that right? Isn't that stupidity? I mean, if I have to solve it, it's the same. These are all problems of the same structure. If they have the same structure, wouldn't I? Isn't it smart to just, isn't it clever to solve only one and just replicate, recycle my solution, right? My formula, so that multiple problems can be solved in a matter of seconds. Right? Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah,
Yes.
isn't that efficiency? That's the efficiency, right? Because if there is no Excel, then you will have to work out each problem one at a time, even though they may be all of same structure, right? But then, if you're doing it like that, that's really stupidity, isn't that right? Why, um, when you can implement the efficiency into your work, not, ignoring that will be just, like stupidity. Now, another thing, when I got this solution, then these cells automatically populated. Why? Because I already entered there, uh, something like this. What does that mean? This cell is equal to E11. So then when E11 is already filled, then this will, E12 will also fill automatically, right? This is also a smart thing, right? Clever thing. And what was that? Oh, was there 1,000 already before? I don't. This is a manually. Oh yeah, I think it was manually entered there already. So everyone is. I want you to. I'll put you on like a very brief 5-minute break. It's 4:04, so 5-minute break. So we'll be back by 4:09. Uh, During the break, I want you to replicate, work out. Clear out all these cells, clear out all the highlighted cells, and uh, uh, try to replicate it. Okay. Now, let's go to a 5-minute break. All right, it's 4:09 and we're back. So did everyone try out? Did everyone try this out?
Yes.
Okay, great. And did you have fun doing it?
Yeah.
I would give penalty, if anyone said, no, because this is actually, this is fun to do. I mean, when you build a model into a solution, um, uh, when you build, the solution formula into the model, and it automatically, executes that command, um, and you can replicate it over and over. In a way, you sort of get the kick out of it, right? So uh, obviously, I don't know. Some people may not say, may not agree, but uh, I get thrilled by, getting, making the computer work for me exactly the way I enter the command. Okay. Now, so the next thing is, so we were, okay. Let me pull up the example from the book, and I wonder, it is still there. It's not. It's already gone. So I'll have to. I'll have to pull it up again. Okay, so now we're not using Connect, but I'm just, I'm just doing this because I can project, I can show the ebook pages to you. So I think it was, all right, this thing. So most of the times, so do you see this? LU 10-1 practice quiz. Do you see this?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay, good. So this is usually the way the problems are given to you, and there's a lot of verbal part, verbiage, and I don't like verbiage, so I don't, I just, show you, the Excel model, but, the problems are given verbally like this. It requires you the ability to identify what are relevant variables. So let's say this problem, calculate simple interest. Is there anything I can, okay. Okay. All right. So calculate simple interest, rounded to the nearest cent. So that means, if it is $10, 55 cents. I mean, of course, in currency, you don't use anything below the hundredth, the second decimal place. But if the calculation leads to something like third, fourth decimal places, then you just round it to the nearest hundredth. Now, so let's take a look. $14,000 at 4% for 9 months. So you need to identify what do you need to identify? What is $14,000? What is that? Anyone? What is $14,000?
The
The
principal.
principal,
Yeah, that's the principal, yes. And what is 4%?
rate of
The rate.
return,
Yeah, R, that's the rate of interest, right? Interest rate. And 9 months?
Time.
time,
time t. But remember, if it is given in months, we have to anything. If it is given in anything other than years, we must convert it into years, right? So problem number 1, for example, it can be. Now, do you see Excel file? Do you
Yes.
see Excel file? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you can, if you have already built it in, if you have already built this table or model into your Excel, then all you need to do is you simply need to change the input variable. Rate was it 4%? Wasn't it? Let me
Yeah,
check.
yes.
Yeah, so 4% and 9 months. So it fits exactly this model, right? And it's 9 months, right? Okay. And the minute you enter, just simply change the input variables, it automatically um, gives you the end result, right? The output, right? Because it's just a formula, it's, the data, input data are there, and formula is still the same. It's automatically going to refer to the new input data. The next problem is 25,000 at 7% for 5 years. So it's exactly this pattern. So this 25,000, you change the input data. Was it 5%? Yeah. 7% in 5 years. So just change that to 7%, and then 5 years. There you go. Right? You got it already. Everyone is fine with this?
Yes.
Now, okay, good. And the next, 40,000 at 10.5%, 10.5 for 19 months. 40,000, 10.5. That's 40,000. I'm gonna, because it's in days, I'm gonna see, you can move it around like this. So I'm gonna put 40,000 there, and 10.5%. So no formatting is here in this row. No formatting is there yet. So you will, when you enter 10.5%, you can't enter 10.5 because 10% is 0.1. So you will have to enter 0.15. Oh, no, 0.105. 0.105. That's 10.5, right? It was 10.5. So 0.105. And then again, 9 months too. Well, how many months was that? 19 months. 19 months. So 19 months. Okay. Now then, I will give it number formatting. This one is dollars, right? And then this one is percentage. And look, the percentage is, when I clicked and turned it into percentage, it automatically rounded. No, you don't want that to happen, because try to avoid excessive rounding. So I want to increase the decimal points so that it would be 10.5%. Now, then what? We have to convert 19 months into year, so I will simply drag it down. But then before dragging it down, here's the problem. What? Why is it doing this? It's saying division is not possible if the denominator is 0. That means you cannot divide anything by 0, right? You cannot divide by 0. And why did this happen? If you look into the formula, this is N38, but then T40 is what? T40 is pointing at this cell, which contains no data. Why did this happen? Because in the previous cell, in the previous problem, it was pointing correctly to T39. But when you drag it down, that referenced cell, that referenced cell or referenced cell also moves down. So if you don't want that to happen, what do you need to do? If you want that reference cell to be fixed in T39, what you need to do is you lock it. And how do you lock it? You can, while the cursor is there, you hit F4. If you hit F4, you see $sign. You will see the $sign. The $sign means you are locking row T, column T. You're locking column T and row 39. You're locking row 39. So you lock the reference in row 39 and column T. So it doesn't move. It doesn't move. So it's not going to move around. So if I drag it down, now it's working properly. So 19 months or 1.58 years. And you drag it down, you get that. Everyone is fine with that? Any question? Okay, good. Yes, that means you're good with that, right? Or do you have question? You're good. You're good with that. You're fine with that, right? You're fine with that.
All right.
Okay. Our next question. Now this one, a lot more verbiage. Once again, it takes your ability to analyze it. It takes your ability to break it down into relevant variables. On May 4, Don Crystal borrowed $15,000 at 8%. Don must pay the principal and interest on August 10. So what are Don's simple interest and maturity value? Maturity value is another name for future value. Understand? That's what the value of your loan is at maturity. So that's the future value, right? If you use the exact interest method. So what can you identify here? What is 15,000? We all know 15,000 is what?
Principal.
That's principal, and this is the interest rate, right? But then what about time? In this example, they didn't give time straightforward, like months or days, weeks, years, but instead they gave calendar dates. So this is the beginning of your loan period, and this is the end of the loan period. So then we just need to make a slight adjustment. So here, I'll copy this and paste it here. And then here, I will call this T0, and I will call this T1. Okay, that makes sense. What does that mean? So let's enter here the variables that we identified. Now only girls were responding, and I've heard no guys responding. Looks like I've lost guys here. Huh? So let's go back. So 15,000, that's the principal. We all know that. Okay, and 8%. So 15,000. 8. Okay. Now I'm gonna give them the the format, number formatting, right? As percent, right? Our next question is, okay, so time 0, that's when this loan started. That's the beginning. That's the origin of the timeline of this loan, right? So that was what?
May 4.
May 4th. Okay, so I can enter that as like, 0504, right? And if you enter it like this, Excel automatically understands that it's calendar date. Okay, and then maturity date was August something, right? Wasn't it?
10.
August 10. Okay, so 08 10. Of course, Excel automatically understands it as the dates in current year. So they are all like 2000, May 4th, 2021, August 10, 2021. And then this is called, a future value, but, the problem called it maturity value. That's fine. I'll call it maturity value. So then we can calculate the maturity value, which is what? You remember the formula? What do I need to do to find the future value? Oh, before I do that, so how do we calculate then? How do we know? Of course, it will be some days, then we convert it into, we'll have to convert it into years, right? So what do we need to do? All I need to do is August 10, right? Minus May 4th. And then divided by what? 360 or 365?
365.
Yeah, because it said clearly exact interest year, right? So yeah, that already gave us, the fraction of the year. But that is there are too many decimal places. We don't need all of that because normally, maximum of 3 decimal places is good. That's good enough. So I will decrease decimals, right? So that will be, then we are ready to proceed with the solution. So maturity value, I'm gonna give it highlight. So can anybody guide me here? Can anybody? So the future value or the maturity value is equal to, what should I do? Maturity value.
Principal.
Yeah. We know that, but tell me tell me where I find the input data.
K43
Yeah, K43, and then what do
by
I do?
L43.
So what do I do before L43? What do I do? What's the verb?
Multiply
Multiply, and then?
L43.
Oh, no, let's think about it a little. First, we are not finding interest, right? I mean, interest is P times R times T, but we are finding future value. So what should we do? So K43 times, what do I do next?
1 plus R by multiply T.
Yeah, but let's go back here and see what is the formula for future value? We did that exercise a while ago, right? So how do you find the future value? It's P times?
It's principal multiply 1 plus R
No.
by
Before
T.
one. Before one. If you do principal times 1, then that's P. Principal times 1, that's going to be P. And then plus RT, then that will be just RT. So what should be done exactly? is P times, and then what?
Parentheses.
Yes, you have to
Yeah.
open, right? The
Yeah.
apprentice, apprentice. You have to open a parenthesis,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
A parenthesis times, and then one, and then
Plus.
what?
Plus.
Plus, then, then what?
L43
43, yes, you're right. And then
multiply
times, yes, multiplied times,
M43.
M43. There you go.
Yeah.
And close. Don't forget to close parentheses, right?
Yeah. And
Don't
then
forget.
enter.
Yeah. Hit enter. There you go. You got your future value. Then the problem didn't ask for interest, but if you want to separate, if you want to isolate interest alone, if you want to know what interest is, isn't it easy to find what interest is? Anyone? So
Yeah.
who helped me with? Yeah. But before that, who helped me out with this question? Maturity value. Who was that?
It's me, Sarah.
Larissa?
Sarah. Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sarah. Okay, so I'll give you another 0.25 point for helping me out there. Now, how do you find interest then?
May I?
Yeah. Sarah, is it Sarah? Or
Yeah.
who? Somebody? Yeah, Sarah, go ahead.
Okay. We can find it by put the future value minus principal. Can I get it?
Yeah, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it in one of the two ways. You can do it like this. Remember, you can do it like, P times R times T, but you have already the maturity value. You already have the future value, and you have the principal. So then, what's the interest? Isn't the interest the difference between the future value and the principal? Isn't it right?
Yes.
Yeah. So only one person is just following along. Only one person. So I wouldn't have given you points, extra points, if you were repeating only, it's P times R times T, because that's not creative. But it's not that difficult thing. But the difference, interest is the difference between the future value and the principal, and this is at least one step more creative than just repeating P times R times T. Okay, so everyone is okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, and okay, thank you. So only 2 people are following me, right? This is sad. So by doing that, oh no, what did I do? Q43 minus, K43, I'm sorry, something, K43. Then it's, exactly the difference between the two. Let me put some highlight there. Okay. So then think about it. We can also check. We can also check if it is correct. How? Double check. We know what to do. If P times R times T gives you the same thing, then it checks out. Let's try that. P times R times T. Now what do you see? Voila. You have to arrive at the same conclusion. Right? All right, so this checks out. Oh God, my throat is hurting. Now, so the next, let's take a look at the next example. And I believe the next example is pretty much, what are Dawn Crystal's simple interest and maturity value if you use ordinary interest method? Ordinary interest method. So it's the same. So I'm gonna just copy everything. here. Okay, let me copy everything like this. Okay, and then because it's ordinary interest year this time, so what do you need to do? You will actually, you know, and then this time divide it by 360, right? There you go. So this time it is ordinary year. Okay, everyone is good with that?
Yes.
Yes, Professor.
Okay, all right, good, good, good. So when you are done, you know, it's best to put a borderline, thick borderline, so that it will be, it will look neat. This is a housekeeping rule, because if you leave it like this, it's sloppy, right? If you leave it like that, it's sloppy. So you put a nice, neat, thick border, right? And if possible, I would like to give it also left border. There's no left border. Right border. So maybe I'll use left border. Yeah, I can just put it in like this. Okay. All righty. So now, once again, back to the old question. So I told you yesterday. I said depending on whether you are the lender or borrower, you may prefer different types of year. I mean, if you are the lender, you prefer ordinary interest year. If you're the borrower, you would prefer exact interest year. And at first glance, you think, oh, if don't you get more interest when you multiply it by 365? And so they would prefer, you know, no, but I told you, this, you are dividing by these numbers, right? So think about it. When you are converting time into years, since you're dividing by these numbers, when you are dividing by a smaller number, it comes out as a bigger number. When you divide it by a bigger number, it comes out as a smaller number. Make sense? That's the, so everyone understands that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In a division, if you're dividing by something, if the denominator is getting bigger, the whole fraction gets smaller, right? And if the denominator or the divisor, if the divisor is getting smaller, the whole fraction comes out bigger. So it's an inverse relationship. It's an inverse relationship. And you should be keen to that inverse relationship, because in the more and more, these relationships are really, you know, a dominant factor in finance and economics, this inverse relationship. Now, so up to this point, everyone is good, right? Let me just check, because it seems like I get the response, I get the reaction from only like 2 people, and looks like I lost. The rest of the class is lost. Christopher, do you have any questions so far, Christopher?
No, I don't.
Okay, good. And Hannah, you have any questions so far?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Good, good. John, do you have any questions? John? John? Okay, I guess John is gone. Okay. Marisol, you have any questions so
No.
far? Okay, good. Sarah, you're good? Sarah? Okay, good.
Yes, Professor.
Okay. Samir, any questions so far?
No, I'm good.
Good, good. Jimena, any questions? Jimena, I think we lost Jimena. Alrighty. Now, so let's move on to maybe, this is the last, actually, we cannot quite finish, yesterday's, topic even just yet. So, but, let me go to, okay, where is it? So let's think about, this problem. I'm gonna delete all of this, and I want you to do this too. Don't just watch what I demonstrate. You must do that too. Okay. So here, principal is 500. This is the interest rate. Time 120 days. Okay, this is on. So we convert the time. We know what to do. It's ordinary year, and then in this case, how do you find the interest? We already know. Can someone guide me here? This is a chance to earn some extra point. So how do we find interest?
It's A43.
43
times B43 times C43.
No, C43.
Yeah.
Is it? No, C43.
Oh,
What
no,
do you think?
D.
43. Right? It has to be in years, right?
Yeah.
And this is the interest, right? Okay. So far, it's not that difficult. Something we have done already. It's ordinary. Now, next. Principal is 300. Interest rate given 6 point. Interest is $18. Then what is the unknown? I mean, what do we need to solve for? What is this problem asking for? What is the question here? Anybody?
Yeah, find the time.
Find time in years, yes. And who helped me out here for this one? Who helped me out?
Hannah.
Who was that? Sarah?
Hannah.
Hannah. Okay. Hannah, you earned 0.25 point for that. Okay, that was easy. But then how do we solve for time? How do we solve for time? And next, this problem, we know what is the unknown, what the question is here. We have principal, we have time, we have interest, and how do we solve for the interest rate? Right? And then this one is, we know the interest rate, we know time, we know interest. Then how do we solve for principal? Right? So this is an interesting question, but let me do this. So let's think about it, right? Usually when we have okay, Jesus, I shouldn't be there. Oh, it's taking it too far. This is the very basic structure of equation, right? So for example, if x times y equals z, right? If x times y equals z, so in other words, something like 3 times 4 equals 12, right? So if x is the unknown, in other words, if we don't know this, well, we know something times 4 is 12. You know, something times 4 is 12. So how do we find that x? Can someone help me out here? We know that x times y equals z, and x is the unknown. How do we solve for x then?
We should like x equal z divided y.
Z divided by y. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And who was that? Who said that?
Sarah?
Sarah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 0.25 points. 0.25. Yeah. Because how do you know? If something times 4 equals 12? How do you find that something? You divide 12 by 4, right? For sure. So think about it. It's the same. It's the same structure, same context. You know, I equals P times R times T. But let's say T is the unknown. How do you find T? How do you solve for T? Now you might wonder, oh, it's a little different. Professor, we had X times Y, so we have two variables, and but in this case we have three variables here. How do we break it up like that? So look, suppose this is a question of if this question was like this, 2 equals 6 times come on. Suppose instead of if we do it like this, if isn't 12 isn't this the same thing? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And then this can be also rewritten as 6 times 2, or this can be broken up like 4 times 2, 4 times 3 times 4, or 4 times yeah. It's all the same thing. So if that's the case, can we not break it up like looks like there are 3 variables, but can we not lump it up like this? Can we not break it up like this? This can be one lump. This can be one lump. Isn't that right? Everyone? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Then the same thing applies here, because this is one lump then, and this is one lump. So then T is then what? I divided by P times R. Okay? Then what is R? Then R is, you can rewrite it as I divided by P times T. And then P can be written as I divided by, God, it's so difficult. I divided by R times T. Right? Everyone is cool with that? Everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, then we can do this problem now. We can do this problem. So here, to find T, I'll have to stop this. So to find T, then what do we need to do? Can someone guide me here? Can someone guide me? T is equal to what?
Interest.
No. Yeah, I know, but give me where is the data?
Oh, D44. No, sorry. E44.
E44 divided by and
A44
A44
times B44.
times D44. Now, B44, did you say B?
B, yeah, B44.
Okay. But then, is this good? Do you think this will work?
No.
Why not? Why not?
Because maybe it's empty on the days, maybe.
No. We find time in years and then we can convert it into days. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
That's not a big deal. But question is then, why is not gonna work? First of all, let's see what it's gonna give us. 0? It's gonna give us 0? Why? And then you doubt your eyes. So what do? You wanna? Okay, let's see. Oh, it's not exactly 0. It's not exactly 0, but that's almost. It's not exactly 0, but that's almost immaterial. I mean, you put $300 at 6.99% interest, and almost immediately, without leaving it for even 1 year or even 6 months or whatever, even 120 days, you almost instantaneously get 18%. That doesn't make sense, right? If it doesn't take any time, that doesn't make. But why did it happen? Now, if you look into the formula, here's the thing. Let's go back here. Here's the thing. When we divide I by P times R, we are human. So our human eyes can detect that P times R is the divisor or the denominator. P times R is one chunk, right? P times R is one chunk. So we treat it like one variable, but can computer tell that? Will computer will computer recognize this P times R as one chunk? What do you think?
No, it need parentheses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So who was that? Who just said that?
Sarah?
Sarah, it's again you. You have already earned
Thank you.
four of the 0.25. So you've earned already one extra point today. I want you to slow down and give other people some chance. Huh? What do you think?
Sorry.
Sorry to your classmates because you're taking all the chances away from them. But anyway, yeah, you know what? The machine doesn't know that, right? The machine will interpret this as first divide I by P and then multiply. That result will be multiplied by R. You understand? The computer will think that way unless we tell it that you have to treat it like one chunk. And that is done by putting the parenthesis around it. Everyone understands the PEMDAS, right? Everyone understands PEMDAS.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is PEMDAS? Someone said, yeah. So what is PEMDAS? Anyone? This is a chance to earn extra point. What is PEMDAS? No one? That's the order of operation. You must, of course, if you didn't go to school in in the United States or in English-speaking countries, if you didn't go to school, elementary to high school, probably PEMDAS, you've never heard of it. But you all know this concept. Parenthesis, exponent, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Right? Mathematical operation follows that order. You do the parenthesis first. Whatever is in the parenthesis, you do, and then exponent. And then multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Everyone understands that? Yes or
Yes.
no? Okay, good. So by putting parentheses, that corrects the problem. So we go back there. Look, I'm not going to do this, because I'm physically, I don't have, I don't have infinite energy. If I do this for 2 hours, I'm out. And I have another class starting at 6 o'clock. So I cannot do this every day. So you must, study the videos. Okay, you must study the video. It's all explained in the video. So here, what I need to do is, I put the parentheses here, hit enter. Okay, that's 0.86 years, 0.86. Then if you convert it into days, how do you convert this into year? Can someone help me out? How do you convert this into years? And let's assume it's exact interest year. Let's assume we are using exact interest year. So how do you convert 0.86 year into days? That's very easy. Wouldn't anybody?
D44 divided
Divide?
D44.
Divide? What? And who is this?
Hannah.
Hannah, think again. Do you
Oh,
divide? Yeah. I mean, do you have to divide? Because,
365.
Divide by 365? But do you
Because-
divide? Do you think? When do you divide? I mean, we divide to arrive at time in years, to convert days into years, we divide it,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
we have time in year already, and we are converting into days. So do we divide?
Oh no. Is it times?
Yeah, times, yes. It's the reverse process. Think about it. When we divide it to convert days into years, if we divide it, then to convert years into days, then it's the reverse process. Reverse, right? So we divide it by, we multiply it by what?
365.
No. Don't tell me the number.
Oh, sorry.
You should find the data, right? So
G44.
yeah, D44 times G44, and that will give you number of days. Of course, you see, we don't need all of those, decimal places. So we'll just, use only 2 decimal places. So it's just slightly more than 313 days, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
almost 0.9 year. That's almost 0.9 year. 1 year is 360 days. So 0.9 year will be like, about uh, uh, 32 days, less than 1 year, right? 0.86 is clearly, 30 something days less than, right? 37 days less than, 36 or 37 days less than a year. That makes sense, right? Common sense confirms it. Okay, Hannah, so I'm giving you 0.25. All right, everyone, by now you should get the hang of it. So now let's find the rate. Who's gonna guide me? So what do we need to do here to find rate? What do we do? Before we move on, I will exact year. Okay, now someone please help me out here. So to find the rate, interest rate, what do I have to do? Rate is equal to, who else is there other than Sarah, Maricel, Hannah?
Can I try? Hannah.
Yeah, who is it? Hannah. Okay, Hannah. Yeah. Go ahead.
E45
E45, yes.
divided by,
Divided by.
and do we need parentheses?
Yeah, of course. Open parenthesis, and
A45
A45
times
times
D45.
D45. Okay, and hit enter. There you go. Right? You got 8. So it's 8%, and you can also check it. Check the interest. On the side you can do. Okay, is that correct? To check, do P times R times P, and if it gives you $80, then it checks out, right? So it checked out. So we got it right? Okay. Hannah, did I just give you 0.25 for that, right? I just gave you 0.25 for that, right?
Yeah, with
I
the one that was before, or which one do you mean?
Yeah, so you had 0.25 from earlier, so you
Yeah.
have you earned 0.5 point today. Now, so let's find the principal. Who's gonna help me out? Who's gonna help me out? Who didn't earn? Anybody? The principal is equal to Come on.
Can I do it
Hannah,
again?
you can. Okay. Who is that?
Okay.
Hannah?
Hannah, yeah.
Hannah? All right. This is your. Give it a shot. This is your chance. Okay.
So E46
E46. Yes.
divided by
Divided by.
parentheses.
Open parenthesis open, right? Open parenthesis n.
And B46
B46, yes.
times
Times
D46.
D46. And then don't forget to do what?
Parentheses.
Yeah. Close parenthesis. When you open parenthesis, then you must close parenthesis, right? And
Yeah.
hit enter. There you go. Again, you can check. If I do this times this times this, it should give me $40 exactly. Otherwise, something's wrong. But hit enter. Yes. So it checks out, right, everyone? Okay, Hannah, so you got another 0.25. All right, everyone. So you think you can do this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I want to hear from everyone. But so I was hoping to finish. Yeah, I would this one we will have to talk about it tomorrow. But actually, that should have been. I mean, we are we are delayed by half a day then. But anyway, so I think that's it for today because we have like 10 minutes left, but my vocal I have to take care of my voice for the next class, and maybe next Monday I won't be able to speak anymore. So we'll call it a day here. But if you have any questions, do you have any questions? Anybody? Any questions?
May I, Professor?
Yeah. Who is this?
This is me, Sarah.
Sarah, yes. Go ahead.
Actually, I don't know where I can find the assignment for each classes, and where should I submit the assignment?
Oh, the assignment. Actually, the first it's going to be the first homework, but the homework it hasn't been assigned yet. Okay. Look. Let me go back here and see here. If when I assign the homework, first it will be posted in the announcements. There's going to be posting, right, announcing the homework. And there's nothing yet because once it is posted, then you automatically get an email notification. You will automatically get an email notification, and then follow the instruction in the assignment, and it will tell you to look for assignment homework here. Now it's already there, but look, it's already there, but they are not active because I haven't assigned them. Okay? They are not active, right? So when I post it here, you will get automatically notified, and then follow the instruction to find them here. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Professor.
All right, you're welcome. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right, I'll take it as no. So then I'll call it a day. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I will see you all tomorrow. And I have only 8 people. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and including myself, 8, 7. We have half the class is not here. That's the problem. We have 14 people on the roster. I mean, 7 are not here. The other 7 are not here, and it's very critical to not to miss every class. Okay. if you're a genius, you can just watch the video, study the video, and you can follow, you can replicate. I mean, if you're a smart student, you can do that. You can catch up on your own. But, there's no comparison. I mean, it definitely helps to, participate in the. All right, so class dismissed. And I have office hour, but unless you email me to schedule for office hour, I'm not gonna see. I would assume that nobody is scheduled, okay? Because you have to make an appointment first by emailing me. All righty, I'll see you guys. Take care. Stop.